Hello, everyone. Namaste. And today we're going to be talking about family constellations, the importance of our parents. 8 key points to know about our parents for better flow of life. So this material is extracted from Mark Wolynn's book, It Didn't Start With You, and also a workshop I attended on the importance of our parents in family constellations. So here we go. So number one, our biological parents are foundational to our quality of life, even when you're adopted or had at least a parent missing when growing up. So some of you were raised by aunts and uncles, grandparents, or maybe bounced around in the foster care system, or you had a surrogate mother that you never knew, or somehow a parent was missing, either a father was missing from your childhood or your biological mother was missing from your childhood. Either way, it is the womb that you were in, it is those set of parents that would affect your life the most. So that's number one. And just a quick disclaimer, I'm not a healthcare professional, so please take full responsibility for your wellness and seek professional counsel as needed. Okay. Number two, accepting our mother is related to having a good relationship with money, abundance, physical health, relationships, success in life. And of course, now number three, accepting our father is related to having a good relationship with success in professional life, mental health, being present, and strength for life's challenges. And when we say being present, it's like being able to respond to the situation in the present instead of always projecting into the future or reminiscing in the past. Number four, merging, rejecting, break an early bond, or identifying with a family member can interrupt the flow of life. And sometimes it's without our conscious knowing. So 10% of our memory are in declarative memory, meaning we are able to recall them in our conscious mind in terms of words, in terms of sentences, in terms of events, in terms of episodes, in terms of just informational input that we can easily file in our memory system to be recalled at a later time, whereas 90% of our memory are non-declarative. They are stored in our subconscious mind and in the unconscious mind, where we may not have words to express them yet when we have these memories, especially when we're babies or when we're little and we're not able to form cohesive thoughts in order to file them properly. And they would be stored in feelings, they would be stored in impulses, they would be stored in urges, and they would be stored in motor functions, instincts, such as knowing how to ride a bike. We don't consciously know how we know, but we just know. So especially memories from our baby times up to 3 years old, those are the memories that could really affect us without our conscious knowing. Okay. Number five, accepting our parents doesn't mean condoning unskillful behaviors. It means understanding that they did their best, they're not perfect, and what we resist persists. So let's say that our parents fought a lot when we were little, and let's assume that we're this little boy over here, and he's identified, remember we talked about And number 4, merging, rejecting, break an early bond. Let's say that he has merged with one of his parents, his mom, and started to identify with the mom and started to reject the father. Then maybe he becomes the rescuer in the situation, always wanting to rescue mom in defense of mom against dad. Then what family system teaches us is that because of unconscious loyalty, what ends up happening is that we start to repeat the behaviors of our father, of the person who we rejected, in order to stay loyal to the family system. So hence the drama triangle happens where we were the rescuer with the little boy who was the rescuer when he was little, then very likely also becomes the persecutor when he grows up and models the same behavior as his father with his partner later in life. And then the roles can switch where the boy also becomes the victim later in life in unconscious loyalty to the mother, but also repeating the drama triangle because these three are oftentimes in circulation if one is activated. So that's what we mean by what we resist persists, especially in terms of behaviors of our parents that we rejected when we were young. And again, accepting our parents doesn't mean that we condone what they did, but we understand that they did their best. So number 6, the good news. You don't need to change your parents to practice acceptance. No matter what you went through as a child and either you merged, rejected, or there was a break in early bond with your parents, it actually, the content does matter, but it doesn't matter in the sense in terms of us being able to resolve it later in life through visualization. And we'll go through that in a separate video, but just through visualization, we are able to practice acceptance of who they were and who they are without needing to change them. And that's really important in family constellation, where we want to be able to accept our parents, to see that they really did their best without needing them to change at all. And we don't do that, not only out of the goodness of our hearts. Of course, we want to forgive out of the goodness of our hearts. But remember, accepting our parents has to do with, doing well in all of the sectors that we talked about before, doing well in money, abundance, physical health, relationships, success in life, and doing well in professional life, mental health, being present, being able to respond to life's challenges. So that's why we want to practice acceptance of our parents as they are, just within our mind's eye through visualizations. Of course, if we're able to really reconcile with our parents face to face, if we're just really blessed to be able to do that, then of course that would be a great course of action as well. And 7, being able to integrate our mother and father as a unit helps us balance giving and receiving in life. So it doesn't matter if in our mind's eye, our parents had issues, they're even divorced, our biological parents, that is, even if they're divorced, they no longer see each other. It's really important for us to be able to visualize them in our mind's eye, to be able to see them always coming back together as a unit, even after they fight. Conflicts happen, things arise where sometimes we need to fight that good fight. So we don't need to deny that, even in our mind's eye, even in our visualizations. We don't need to deny it, but to be able to allow them to come back to a sense of reciprocity, to a sense of equanimity and open-heartedness and kindness and compassion towards each other, that allows us to embody proper giving and receiving in life. That allows us to be open to giving and receiving in life and not be stuck in unconscious loyalty where we become the mother in resistance, where we become the father in resistance. That's number 7. And number 8, along the same lines, the father or the yang figure needs to be appreciated as the provider, and the mother or the yin figure needs to be appreciated as the nurturer, and it doesn't matter who earns more. So basically what this means is that whoever embodies the yin energy in the relationship, they would need to give nurturing and give nurturing and to be appreciated for nurturing, and in return receive being provided for. And vice versa for the yang energy, they need to be able to give and provide toward the yin energy. They need to be appreciated for providing, and in turn they receive nurturing. It doesn't matter who's the real female and male, you know, where we've evolved beyond a gender identification, but we're still talking about the yin and the yang energy in any given relationship. And there would have to be a yin and the yang for the flow of love to happen, for the flow, for the life force to flow, and the most life affirming way, shall we say, as possible. So again, it doesn't matter who earns more. As long as there's that circulation that happens, that is the key point. And going back to being able to visualize our mother and father as a unit, when we visualize our mother and father, it is also important to be able to visualize them in this positive give and take cycle. And this is what will allow us to be able to give and receive properly in life. Again, this has nothing to do with, oh, we're being conservative. We need to make sure that there's a yin energy and then the yang energy, and this is the right thing to imagine. Like, you know, female has to be the nurturer and male has to be the provider. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're just talking about in terms of family system. We know that this needs to happen in terms of the yin and the yang energy for us to receive or to be in a positive circulation in terms of money, abundance, physical health, relationships, success in life, success in professional life, mental health, being present, strength for life's challenges. It has nothing to do with ideology, what's right and what's wrong. It's simply that through thousands of years of evolution, right now for us to receive the good in life, for us to receive a good relationship of all of the topics that we talked about, we need to be able to at least visualize our parents as a unit having this circulation, have this providing provider and nurture circulation. And when we're able to visualize it for our parents, we're more able to receive the circulation in our lives. And that's number 8. Those are the 8 key points. So as we're working through this, as we're visualizing, sometimes if we're dealing with the big T trauma or the all caps trauma, things get triggered and we get into very intense energy, then apply tapping, tap it out. And Brad Yates is one of my favorite tapping experts on YouTube. You can find him through his YouTube handle, Tap with Brad. He's got a video on issues with mom, tapping on issues with mom, and then tapping on issues with dad, and tapping on pre or post-birth trauma. So if you don't want to take the address out, just search for issues with mom on his channel, Tap with Brad, or Brad Yates is his channel name. But search these topics, it's all there. And he's got so many other videos on his website that you can just search and get sort of instant relief of the intense energies. And then lastly, the books. Again, this material is based on Mark Wolynn's book. It didn't start with you, but also other books can be really helpful for this work. Richard Short's No Bad Parts. He works with the internal family systems model. And then, of course, Self-Compassion by Kristen Neff. I cannot imagine doing this work without self-compassion. So please do look into it. I also have a video out about self-compassion. You can look for it on YouTube or through my blog. So go ahead and refer to that if you like. And that's the end of our 8 points, 8 key points to know about our parents for better flow of life for us. So I hope that was helpful. And remember, you really matter. You matter so, so much. I want to thank you for doing this work, for being interested in this work, because your inner peace is my inner peace, is world peace. So I'm just going to go ahead and close here. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys another time. Namaste.